Hola coolers, welcome to yet another video on the channel today guys, because today we shall be talking about Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and the injury that he sustained during the weekend victory at La Ceramica against Villarreal. We shall also be talking about the plans that Barça have been putting in place to deal with the long injury layup that Ter Stegen is going to be battling with at this point in time. So all of that coming to you guys in today's video. So without wasting much time, let's get straight to it. But of course, we all know that on Sunday during the victory at La Ceramica against Villarreal, an unfortunate incident happened that put a stain on an otherwise perfect evening for Barça, which was the unfortunate injury to our captain and our goalkeeper, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Of course, we saw that around the hour Marc-Andre Ter Stegen was stretchered off the pitch after picking up an injury as he claimed the corner following a brilliant stop from Nicolas Pepe, and it looked very bad in real time. Watching it there on television, it was very glaring to see that Ter Stegen was in serious pain. It was a critical condition because a lot of the players that were out there on the pitch, they were beckoning on the referee and also the medical staff to give immediate attention to Ter Stegen. And while we knew that it was quite serious, we were still waiting for the diagnosis because of course we are not medical experts, and of course we are always going to wait for the feedback from the doctors. We saw Ter Stegen being taken to the hospital even as the game was continuing on Sunday, and afterwards it was determined that it was a serious knee injury. Apparently Ter Stegen has torn a patellar tendon in his knee, and it is a very serious injury. Just as it looked on Sunday in real time, it looked very bad on first viewing. Our worst fears have been confirmed because on Monday it was confirmed by the club that Ter Stegen has undergone surgery successfully in the city of Barcelona, and his expected time frame for a return is now said to be between 6 to 8 months. So this injury usually takes between 6 to 8 months for the player to recover. And even though we have also heard that Ter Stegen is confident of making a return before the season draws to a close, something similar to what Courtois achieved last season for Real Madrid, because remember he also picked up a knee injury in the early stages of the season for Real Madrid, and Madrid had to rely on Kepa and Andre Lunin for the most part of the season. And credit to the backup guys for Madrid last season, Kepa and Lunin, they gave a very good account on themselves, especially Lunin, who was a monster for Madrid between the sticks and helped Madrid on their way to winning their 15th Champions League title last season. So even though Courtois was absent for most of the season, Madrid were still able to become successful due to the fact that his deputies and the options they had as an alternative to Courtois, they gave a very high level of performance during the period that Courtois was out. Well, that is not what we are discussing right now. The focus today was the fact that Courtois actually made a remarkable recovery last season, because he was supposed to be sidelined for the rest of the season after tearing his ACL for Madrid. And it is clearly a similar fate that has befallen Ter Stegen here, because he is likely to miss the rest of the season, because at this point in time 8 months is a very long time, and most likely we may not be seeing Marc-Andre Ter Stegen between the sticks for Barca once again this season. But it is said that the player is confident of making a quicker than expected recovery and is hoping to be around for the last few games of the season. So let's see how he recovers. But right now, Barca would definitely have to look for a way to cope without the presence of Ter Stegen. And we saw that when Ter Stegen was substituted on Sunday in that game, of course, it was the number 2 who has been the deputy for a while now in Barcelona, Inaki Pena, who took Ter Stegen's place in goal. And even though Inaki did not look really convincing between the sticks, well, he made some decent saves in the second half. Of course, Inaki can be a decent shotstopper, but what leaves a lot to be desired is his commanding of his penalty area and his ability to play out from the back. And I know we have criticized Ter Stegen a lot in the past few weeks and months, but like I said in the last video, Inaki Pena and Ter Stegen are not on the same level. Let's get that one point very clear. Ter Stegen is light years ahead of Inaki Pena. Even though Ter Stegen has been very unconvincing recently, Ter Stegen is still way ahead of Inaki Pena. And even if the biggest haters of Ter Stegen hate to admit it, Ter Stegen is going to be missed by Barça. Between the sticks, Ter Stegen is going to be missed by Barça. And that was very evident when we saw some of the reactions and the messages that Ter Stegen was getting on social media, some messages of support after his long injury layoff was confirmed. A lot of the footballing community have shown a good level of support to Ter Stegen, and this is what you want to see, because we can criticize performances and all of that, but the human factor is something that we always have to retain as much as possible. And so I'm really happy that the footballing community are maintaining solidarity with Ter Stegen in this difficult period that he has to encounter right now. So credit to everybody for standing by Ter Stegen at this point, but Barca definitely have to find a solution for the absence of Ter Stegen. And of course, we also heard on Monday that Barca would be allowed to sign a new goalkeeper or even a new player following the injury to Ter Stegen. Of course, the caveat there is the fact that Barca can only sign a player right now who is not currently contracted to another club. So that rules out the possibility of signing a player or a goalkeeper from any other club at this point, and now limits us to the options who are free agents or even those who have retired, because a lot of the names that we've been hearing being linked with Barca in the last 24 to 48 hours, most of them that have been seriously linked with replacing Ter Stegen between the sticks are people that have been retired. On Monday, we heard that one of our former goalkeepers as well, Claudio Bravo, who retired after spending some time with Real Betis, he retired at the end of last season. He is 41 years old at the moment in time. The Chilean would be interested in coming out of retirement if Barca comes calling, bro. Yeah, so people are even willing to break some rules for Barca at this point. Claudio Bravo had retired. Remember, he played for Barca between 2015 to 2017 under Luis Enrique, and he left to join Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, a move that didn't really work out. But that move not working out makes it easy for people to forget that Bravo was a top goalkeeper when he was playing for Barca. He was competing with Ter Stegen at that point when we saw Bravo playing in the league games and Ter Stegen was playing in the cup games, the Champions League and the Copa del Rey. But it was really healthy competition at that point. And at that point, to be honest, we saw a very good version of Ter Stegen because, of course, he had decent competition in Bravo. But let's not forget that Bravo is also 41 years old right now, and I really don't think he would be an ideal choice for Barca at this point. Another option that has been seriously linked with a move to Barca is 37-year-old former Real Madrid goalkeeper Keylor Navas. Yeah, Keylor Navas is the goalkeeper of Real Madrid's famous three-peat between 2016 and 2018, and he has been linked with a move to Barca. He spent the last few years at PSG, spent last season in Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, but this time around, Keylor Navas is a free agent and he would be willing to join Barca. It is said that the salary is not going to be a problem. Keylor Navas is keen on a move to Barca, but he is 37 years old. But he also has an advantage, mind you, because his agent is Jorge Mendes, and we all know the good relationship that Jorge Mendes has with President Joan Laporta and the influence that Jorge Mendes wields within the Barca offices. So this is something that we really have to pay close attention to. Personally, the fact that Keylor Navas has played for Real Madrid, not just played for Real Madrid, but he was an important figure in one of the most successful Real Madrid sides of recent years, well, that leaves me a bit skeptical because I wouldn't really be comfortable with a Los Blancos legend representing our interests. We saw what happened when Peter Cech left Chelsea to join Arsenal. This is a gamble that I'm not willing to take at this point in time, which now brings us to another option, which is the option of Wojciech Szczesny, who caught time on his career at the end of last season after playing for several years at Juventus. He was playing at a very top level for Juve and he just retired as well. But it seems like the pool of Barca is way too big to ignore, because right now it seems like Szczesny is considering coming out of retirement at the age of 34 to join Barcelona. So that is something that we definitely have to see. We've also heard that Szczesny has been in discussions with Robert Lewandowski. Of course, they are compatriots, both of them coming there from Poland. So it seems like Lewandowski has been doing the work of an agent trying to convince Szczesny to come back and return to football with Barca due to the injury to Ter Stegen. But right now, it is looking likely that Szczesny is maybe the favorite to be Barca signing for the goalkeeper position. But one thing I also have to add is that Szczesny or whoever Barca are going to sign, because what we are hearing, reports right now, what we are hearing in the Spanish media is that Barca are not exactly looking for a new signing to just be the outright starter immediately. It seems like Hansi Flick has some faith in Inaki Pena and he's willing to give him some opportunities. But I believe that if Inaki Pena performs anywhere close to the level he performed while deputizing for Ter Stegen last season, then to be honest, I really do not see him being a long-term option in the sticks for Barca. Not just a long-term as in more seasons to come. I'm talking about this very season. Inaki Pena, if he continues to play the way he played after deputizing or while deputizing for Ter Stegen last season, then definitely Inaki Pena is not going to be our man. But of these options that we have talked about so far, the Bravo option, the Keylor Navas option, and the Szczesny option, the one that sits very well with my spirit, even though Bravo is a legend, he has played for our club before, he was very successful, but right now, the guy is 41 years old. Keylor Navas is younger at 37, but he is a Real Madrid legend. I really don't want to take that risk after I remember what happened between Peter Cech, Chelsea, and Arsenal. I really do not want to take that risk. Right now, my best bet definitely should be Szczesny. Of course, he is younger than the aforementioned two because he is still 34 years old, although he is not very, very young. But for a goalkeeper, I think 34 is a decent age for a goalkeeper. And I was really surprised, to be honest, when I heard that Szczesny had retired from professional football. I guess the dude had enough. But also looking at the profile of these goalkeepers, Szczesny is someone that has played for some teams that play beautiful football, that actually play out from the back as well. Remember, he used to be a goalkeeper for Arsenal as well. So I think he would suit us better when it comes to his playing style, maybe as opposed to someone like Keylor Navas, because Navas is not really someone that has shown that he is very comfortable while playing as a sweeper goalkeeper. But that is just my opinion at this point. But I really want to hear all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. What would you do? Because if you were Barca and you have decided to go out to sign a goalkeeper to replace Ter Stegen while he's injured, who would be your pick at this point in time? Would you wait till January before going into the market to splash big on a goalkeeper? Or would you make use of the injury rule at this point to sign an immediate option who is not attached to any club? And if you decided to go either route, who would be your pick for the goalkeeper position at Barca? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give this video a like, turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop, you shall be notified. And most importantly, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça. And I'll see you on the next one. Adios.